Today you're going to decide on my tiny house design. Oh, welcome back YouTube to another exciting episode of Joe Ketchapalia talking about building tiny homes today. Not any update on the shipping container home, although I have one, but we'll get into that later. This is for that lot we talked about a couple weeks ago. When I started working on this, I thought we were going to be closed already, but it got pushed back, probably closing on Tuesday now. Anyway, we had talked about the setback lines and that I really do only have this small spot to build. They gave me a little discount so that it's worth it for me to still buy it and try to figure this out. This was pretty roughly the shape of if I put a 40-foot shipping container in that spot. And so you can see there's a little bit more room to do something bigger than that. Going to look at a couple different options and see what you guys think I should do. I always look at me over there, but I'm sorry. So, okay. I'm going to go through 5 designs, and you're just going to vote. You're going to tell me which one do you like better. And then I'll probably just ignore you guys and do whatever I want to, but I think we know that by now. So, first one, this would be just if we did, just stuck that 40-foot container there. Put a little roof on it, a little side door. I'm not doing the inside floor plans. I'm just going through what the outside should look like. I have marked up a whole bunch of different things. So if I did this one, you could very easily do this as a 1-bedroom, 1-bath. There's also some nice studio floor plan designs for something like this. But this is option 1. So if you like this one, you're going to put option 1 in the comments, or just put the number 1. That's easy, right? Oh yes, please like, subscribe, and comment below before we get too far along. I always forget to ask you that. Would be awesome if you hit the little bell too. That means you get like some notification, and then you could never miss one of these episodes, and your life would be way better because of it. Okay, so again, if you like this one, just a single 40-foot container. Don't have to have those exact windows, just giving you some ideas. That's number 1. Number 2, this is, we could do, go back here. So we have like this angle. So, I could just do something wide, but by doing a little bit something different like this with these angled and setback squares, basically, you can fit a few more of these than if you just did them like, a rectangle, more square footage. So if we want to do 3 of these, I can fit 3 12 by 12 squares pretty easily in that footprint. It gives you a pretty small, tiny home still, but I could do it. I had a couple different options where the door was actually here. This was a very small, living, dining, bedroom, and each of them having their own little bath, and when having a 9 by 12, and then you have more. I'm curious how you like the designs, and I'll get into more how what the floor plans of are the ones that we pick out. But so this is tiny house design number 2. If you think this one's good, just put a number 2 in the comments. I think this is pretty self-explanatory, but number 3, these would actually be smaller squares. I think we'd actually have to do 10 by 10s with these, and so you could still do, your bedrooms would be smaller, but you'd move the half baths into these other area. I just kind of like, it sort of gives you the illusion that there's a whole lot going on, even though, and one of the reasons I'm really focused on squares, they're just easier to build, right? Like if you do certain size squares, you can buy lumber that's similar size. You can, one of the complaints that my contractor has constantly about my current shipping container home that I'm building is there's a lot of angles, right? It gives them some problems. So anyway, if you like this one, think this would be a cool direction to move, just put number 3 in the comments. I know you guys got this. We can handle this. This one, getting a little bit more elaborate. This would be, having a bigger square. This would be like 16 by 16 square would fill up one side of the triangle, and then just a very narrow little walkway, and then 2 stories of 12 by 12 stacked up. This fits pretty well in the triangle. The way I had this set up was with a big rooftop deck. because stairs take up a lot of space, even though it's more square footage, it might not necessarily be more usable square footage, but you know, I thought this was, I actually am stealing this somewhat from a design from the architect that I'm going to be working with, but he had something similar on his site, although similar, but I really am pushing this to the extreme a little bit. So if you like this one, tiny house design number 4, or just put 4, just put the number 4 in the comments. You don't even have to spell it in case you don't know how to spell it, but you know, I'm sure most of you do, although you are watching my channel, so you never know. You never know who is attracted to this kind of stuff. And then number 5, just a little tower. My zoning allows for 2.5 stories, and so I'm told that this fits as that, right? 1 full story, 2nd full story, half a story. And so again, just getting a little rooftop deck if I do that. This would probably be more like a, you know, it wouldn't be technically a bedroom because you'd have the staircase going all the way up, so you'd have to walk through that. If you section it off, it really eats into your living space. Although we could do this as 16 by 16 squares, so you could have each floor pretty big relative to what we've been looking at. In any case, this is tiny house design number 5. So what I'm looking for, please vote on your favorite design. Just put a 1 through 5 in the comments below. Or if you have another design that would fit pretty well in this small triangular footprint, I'd love to see it. Love to hear some ideas. You know, a couple of things that I've tried to rule out is actually building a triangle shaped property. The more I look into that, the more it seems to be overly expensive for the benefit that we get. And you also, as you try to floor plan it, end up with lots of unusable space. But if you've found a triangle floor plan online that you think works well and you'd like to post that, I'd love to see that. Actually only found a couple when I was searching. It's not something that's been done too much. You see some very large triangular buildings, but they're not, the smallness of this, you know, affects it as well. We can't sort of use that as dead space or transition space, the way it sort of is on some of those really big ones that you see. In any case, like to hear your thoughts. That's all I've got for today. So until next time, I'm going to keep making mistakes so you don't have to.